Hey y'all, so it is Jasmine Crockett, and by now I'm sure you have heard the good news. Yes, it is true. I am running to become your next United States Senator from the state of Texas. So I want to be clear. I'm not running just to run. This is about winning. Well, I'm done with politics as usual. I'm done with going along to get along and it gets us nowhere. I'm done watching rural hospitals and public schools close their doors. I'm done watching parents be afraid to send their kids to school or the mall or the movies because Republicans have flooded our streets with guns. I'm done with the senators sitting around doing nothing while Trump takes your hard-earned money, skims your Social Security, slashes Medicare, and gives tax breaks to billionaires. I'm done. I'm done watching the American dream on life support while Trump tries to pull the plug. The gloves have been off and now I'm jumping into the ring. I'm asking for your support to be the next United States Senator from the greatest state of Texas. When Texas turns blue, it won't be because of any one candidate, but because of each and every one of you doing your part. Together, we will send a signal to the entire nation. Don't mess with Texas.
Jasmine Crockett is Texas tough.
And certainly don't count us out.
Jasmine Crockett is Texas tough.
It's our time.
Jasmine Crockett is Texas tough.
We are one.
Man, Jasmine Crockett is Texas tough.
God bless Texas and let freedom ring.
You guys got to get out there and vote. You know what to do. That's right. We are starting voting on February 17th, and you heard it from the Kelly Rowland. Let's get out and do it. You have a voice, just go use it.
I go to work every single day that we're in session in DC. When I'm not in DC, I am absolutely in Texas traveling. There is no other candidate that will outwork me, and those are just the facts. Last weekend, we did over 17 stops in 2 days. I did not sleep because it was my decision to run for office. So I can't say, well, I'm sorry, I gotta be at work. Yes, I'm gonna show up for the job that I was elected to do, and that is why I am better qualified to actually go back to DC, because I am in the belly of the beast, because people know what it is to have my representation on the federal level. We have a record number of both Republicans and Democrats that are currently leaving because they don't know how to navigate this terrain. People don't have to question or wonder who I am in this specific moment. They know who I am in this specific moment. So while we are facing a government shutdown that most likely is going to occur, I am still showing up. If I don't have to be in DC, I am right here on the ground talking to the people, meeting them where they are, and I am doing it in a very, very aggressive way. So I'm with y'all this morning, but I did 4 clubs last night, and I also did a roundtable of local leaders in Houston. Got up this morning. We still have 2 more stops in East Texas, and then I'm gonna head to Dallas. I won't be done until about midnight. I will work, and that is what will matter, and that's what will make the difference, and that is how I'm gonna win.
Let me get this straight. The same folks who told us Florida was locked down, deep red, untouchable territory are now whispering in hallways like somebody just pulled the fire alarm and they don't know where the smoke is coming from. I thought everything was perfect. I thought the economy was the best ever. I thought immigration was totally under control. I thought we were winning so much, we were getting tired of winning. But now I'm hearing about panic. I'm hearing about message discipline. I'm hearing about emergency meetings and polling memos flying around like somebody just realized the math isn't mathing. You don't need a Manhattan Project to fix a messaging problem. You need policies that don't fall apart the second working families open their grocery receipts. You need leadership that doesn't spike the ball on a 5-yard gain and then fumble at the 1-yard line. Florida was supposed to be the crown jewel, the proof, the permanent victory lap. And yet, here we are. See, what happens when you govern by grievance is eventually the grievances run out of villains and start landing on your own doorstep. When you promise economic miracles and people still feel squeezed, when you shout about strength but can't explain rising costs, when you turn every issue into a culture war but skip the kitchen table realities, folks start asking questions. Real questions. Like, why is my insurance through the roof? Why are my wages flat? Why does every storm feel like a political press conference instead of a preparedness plan? You can't brand your way out of that. You can't meme your way out of that. And you definitely can't yell your way out of that. I'm told some strategists are saying the president needs to become George Patton. Really? Last I checked, we weren't fighting a world war. We're trying to manage a state with retirees, small businesses, working parents, veterans, and communities that actually want stability more than theatrics. You don't win midterms by cosplay. You win midterms by competence. And let me say this gently. Florida voters are not props in somebody's highlight reel. They are not background actors in a campaign trailer. They are real people dealing with real bills and real storms and real uncertainty. If the political machine suddenly realizes that Florida might not be a sure thing, maybe that's not a catastrophe. Maybe that's accountability knocking at the door. Because when you tell people everything is amazing while they're stretching every dollar, eventually the applause fades. When you promise order but deliver chaos, eventually even loyal supporters start asking whether the noise is worth it. And here's the part that really gets me. The same crowd that laughed at every warning sign is now shocked that voters might be restless. Restless isn't radical. Restless is what happens when people expect results and don't see them. Florida isn't turning into anything overnight, but pretending it's immune to consequences, that's the real fantasy. So if there's panic in the room, maybe it's not because the sky is falling. Maybe it's because the illusion is thinning. You can dismiss critics. You can mock concerns. You can spin headlines into confetti, but you cannot outrun arithmetic. And come midterms, arithmetic always shows up.
As we sit here on January 6th, I do want to be clear. Somebody else was trying to be a Maduro of the United States. Yep. Somebody else wanted to do the exact same thing. Yep. The difference is Maduro was successful. Mm-hmm. I also want to point out that we now, in the state of Texas and around this country, are enduring this ridiculous redistricting scheme. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Again, because he doesn't really believe in free and fair elections. Mm-hmm. So again, this idea that he is doing this for a great reason, he made it clear, because it's my understanding that when he went into that press conference, he said at least 20 times, oil, 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 mm-hmm. oil, oil.
He sure did.
Listen to him when he speaks. He's telegraphing. And so Jack Smith, I hate that he did not get his day in court. I hate that.
Latinos, let's stand up. Let's do this.
No soy la sangre del indio, soy latino, soy mestizo. Somos de todos colores y de todos los oficios.
Every time there's a cleanup on aisle 9, they seem to come and find a Democrat to do it, and then they get amnesia, okay? So I'm telling you, I am confident. It doesn't matter who the Democratic nominee is going to be, we're going to win. But what are we going to need to do then? For me, it's getting aggressive. Now listen, I'm not going to say this is what we're going to do, but I'm telling y'all what my vision would be. Number one, this Supreme Court is corrupt. So again, serving on the Judiciary Committee, there are bills that we have put into place. We need to have some real guardrails around this Supreme Court. Because the Supreme Court has paved the way for half the stuff that we see that's going on. Listen, Donald Trump is a piece of shit. Okay, we know that. He is. But in a functioning democracy, he still would not be able to get away with this. But he's been able to get away with this because the House Republicans are complicit. He's been able to get away with this because Senate Republicans are complicit. But most importantly, the courts, especially the Supreme Court, is complicit. And so I think one of the places that we have to start is we are absolutely, they are the highest court in the land.
wins, and they have no ethics guardrails. Now you go down to the lower